How you guys doing? So this video is to show you the difference of buying a house now compared to buying a house a couple years ago and where your money's going, right? Even though we're doing education all the time and we're telling people constantly, hey, look, this is kind of what you need to do right now to buy a house. You know, people will come up to us and just assume it's still 2015, 2016, or why didn't I get my offer accepted? And I'm going to show you what's going on right now and what you have to expect. So there's 4 items that we're going to talk about money. Now, your down payment. The down payment did not really change in any way, shape, or form, right? What the banks are expecting. You actually might get a better deal, conventional 3% now. But the point is, your down payment is still the same. You could put down 3, 3.5, 5, whatever you're going. But the only difference between your down payment right now is some people might be looking to see how much you're putting down. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if somebody puts 10% down and the other person puts 20% down, in my personal opinion, it doesn't really matter to me. There's so many more factors involved in a contract, but there are maybe people looking for it. But guess what? If you can't afford to put that much down and you can only afford XYZ, because again, there's going to be other costs, I would advise you to put less money down if you really are truly trying to buy a house, especially if you find the house of your dreams, because of these 3 factors. So down payment stays the same, right? Escrow. Let's say you're dealing with the house that's $300,000, right? If you put less than 1%, you're telling the seller, hey, I don't really have a lot of money. That's what they're hearing. I deal with it all the time. I'll have sellers go, why is escrow only $1,000? Why is this escrow? You need to bump up your escrow at least 1%. You can even call it the 5K rule, right? The 5K rule is just put $5,000 in escrow all the time. But remember, this is going only if you're in contract, and then it's going to go towards everything as well, all right? If you have questions on where your escrow is going to go after you deposit it, talk to your lender, okay? Always talk to your lender and say, hey, I have some questions, because it's going to help you, right? Like right now, every single time I do a video, I get a phone call, probably about this video. They're mind reading it, okay? I say the 5K, okay, closing costs. One of the biggest differences is there was a ton of inventory in 2015, 2016. Builders were offering closing costs. Sellers were giving closing costs to compete with each other. There's no inventory. If you looked at my post from yesterday, there's 70 plus houses in Riverview for sale. That's it, right? You're paying your closing costs. Let's say 3%. It's just a good figure. Could be a little less, could be a little bit more. Just use that 3%, okay? So when you're going into a house, you're paying your down payment and you're paying your own closing costs. Unless you're buying in like all the way up like Brooksville or somewhere else where maybe it's not a jumping market, you might get a deal. I just got a buyer closing cost up there, right? But that is so rare. We're talking Tampa, especially Riverview. If you come in with an offer and you ask for closing costs, even if you come in above, it does not matter. You're literally asking the seller to come down 3% when everybody else is going above and paying this difference, which is going to go over next. So just understand, if you go to buy a house right now, you're paying your own closing costs. You want to do a new build, that's a different ballgame. You're paying your own closing costs. Appraisal. This one is crazy, and you're seeing it happen a lot. People are coming in, and there's two different high offers. Remember, we're talking about a $300,000 house, which I didn't write. $300,000 house. Okay. Agent A will say, "I'll give you 310, or I'll give you 320." That's green. But if it doesn't appraise, we're still back to 300, right? Agent 2 or buyer 2 will say, I'll give you 310 and I'll pay the $10,000 difference if it doesn't appraise. Or they might say, look, I'll tell you what, I'll give you 310, but I'll come up with $4,000 difference. So if the house is $300,000, I'm just going to put it here, 300, right? Then at least the seller's guaranteed $4,000 extra, right? Now, unless it's a really good cash deal, that's a phenomenal offer. You're saying, hey, I'll give you $310,000 and I'll pay the $10,000 difference. Here is where I am just going to give you my opinion. This is how you have to buy a house right now. You're pretty much putting yourself underwater right away to say, I need this house. Granted, everyone's in different situations. Some people are renting, some people are in hotels, some people are living with family. They just need to buy a house. I get it. And if you're in that situation and you have to do what you have to do, awesome. But if you don't, think of the difference, not the price of the house. Because one big factor is as prices go up and interest rates go down, you're not really paying that much difference a month because remember, it's spread over 30 years. But imagine somebody buying in 2016, 17, and they saved this and they saved that. That's drastic amount of money. So understand when you're buying right now, you're spending a lot more. And if your offer isn't accepted and you think you put a great offer in, did you do that? Did you do that? And remember, home inspection time frame. Bring those down. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Share this. Please get it out there to all the buyers out there so they know. Let's educate people. Let's educate people so they know. If you have any questions, please let me know. I appreciate all the emails I get from everyone. I appreciate people letting me know what they want to learn. And I love the fact that people are reaching out to me saying, thanks, I follow your videos. I'm learning a lot. This is why I'm doing it. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm Karen. Happy week.